So in this video, I'm going to go over how to select some alternative game types for this reskinning project that we're doing in this course. Once I have Unity open, I have my projects that are already available. I'm going to start a brand new one though, because we want something that's empty. Give the project a name. I'll call this one 2D platform. It's staying in my documents folder. That's fine, just to be consistent. This part doesn't matter yet. We could actually add assets that I already have downloaded or whatnot, but I'm going to show you how to grab them from the store. So I'll create the project. It'll take a second, load Unity. So you'll see we have Unity open and there's nothing in it. The asset sort tab came up on mine right away because that was open the last time I used Unity, but you might be seeing the scene tab like this. And if you see an empty project, then click on Asset Store. You get kind of this featured area where it shows the stuff that that's immediately available or that's new or interesting. But what we're going to do is go right to Unity Essentials and Sample Projects. And it'll still kind of show this stuff here. So if we click Free, now we'll see just the projects that we want to work with. You'll see here, first off, is the space shooter that we worked with last week. And the ones I recommend to you for the upcoming project for the rest of this class are the tanks tutorial, the 2D platformer, and the survival shooter, or 2D UFO tutorial. Actually, any of these are really good to work with because they're kind of well laid out. You're welcome to try any of the ones that you see here at all, but these first 6 are kind of the easiest to work with. So I'm going to grab 2D platformer. And you'll see it'll say import because I've already downloaded this one, but on yours the blue button might say download. So yeah, so now I'll import it. I do have a new project, so I'm not too worried about it overwriting anything. Make sure you're not already in your week 1 project or something, or it'll erase it. So import, and then it gives you that warning. And this will just take a second. And here are all the elements in here. These are all animations for the characters, and here are controllers for the characters like we had with our 2D thing. This looks confusing, but don't worry, we'll go through them in week 3. And the audio and various other things. So you can see there's a sound clip for pretty much everything, and it's well labeled here. So we can actually go through and record these and replace them, and we'll mess with that week 3 and 4. So I'm going to hit import. And it's actually copying everything over to the project folder because it downloads it to kind of an archive of assets and then it actually copies them into your new project folder. All right, so that's done. If I go into scenes here, double click on scenes, and I double click on level, you'll see it opens up over here in the hierarchy inspector, but I don't see my game. It's because it doesn't automatically flip to the scene tab. But if you go to the scene tab, you'll see here it is. So I'm holding down the Alt key. I'm on a Windows computer. Holding the Alt key, and I can rotate, or I can use the mouse wheel to zoom out and see my view. So I'm actually seeing a 2D game in a 3D view, which actually says something about this art, because it actually looks like it's got dimension to it, but it sure doesn't. And if you want to play the game, you hit the play button. And this has arrow keys and jump button for the spacebar is a jump button, and a control key fires bullets. And you can see this is not super sophisticated. I got stuck within a couple seconds here because I'm not actually dying or taking damage. So I'll hit the play button to stop again. But any one of those elements that you saw there, the creatures, the UFOs, the explosions, all that stuff are replaceable assets. And that's what we'll be working on this week to replace next week. So kind of make a list, look through the game that you choose and see what things you want to replace. So in this one, I would replace the background, which is, all of this castle and everything, and the spaceship. And then I would look at the explosion and the bullets and the character themselves and try to build replacements for that. Now, they don't have to be animated or even very refined. You can use, clip art that you find or models that you find online. If you're doing something in 3D, I recommend downloading models, which we'll talk about in a little different video. But this is a great starting place. And the way this game is built is the level is actually framed out with different elements than just this drawing. So you can replace the drawing without and then remap where your actual platforms are. But we'll get to that in week 4. So just for now, download one of the games you want to work with, and then make a list of the assets you'll replace, and then start working on them. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.